Welcome back to the Tuto Money Super 1 British Karting Championships here at Larkhall in Scotland. This is the final part of the programme, the last race of the dates for TKM Extreme, the first time we've seen them in the championship this season. And earlier I spoke to some of the characters involved this weekend. Alistair, you're at Super 1 for the first time this weekend, first time TKM classes are here. You've got a little bit of an interesting backstory. I'm always interested in people that have raced in the past themselves and then give that up to support their kids. Just tell us a little bit about your story.
I raced cadets. I was in the second year cadets ever was around, and we sort of progressed Junior Britain, 100B, and I did Super 1 21 years ago. Packed that up, went car racing, dark side I suppose as people see it, and still try and race now, but nowhere near as much, you know. A bit like Andy Neat gave up touring cars for his kid, although we never made it as far as touring cars. I've sort of scaled down my racing in MG Trophy when Lewis expressed an interest to start karting, and it's only his third year, you know, and I'm loving it. It's mega. And
compared to driving then, I always said Andy would probably enjoy it a lot more with his kid than he did perhaps driving in touring cars. Is that the case with you as well?
Coming back to karting, I forgot just how much I loved it. When I was a kid, I ate, breathed and slept it. You know, that's all I was bothered about. And I'm getting so much enjoyment about it from him racing, and obviously with Josh and that. And it's probably worse for me now. You know, me driving was easy. You know, watching him do it, I'm not in control of that. And I've forgotten everything about karting over the last 20 years, and I'm learning all over again and trying to do the best for him now. Okay, let's talk to the lads then.
So you've got your son Lewis and then your prospective future son-in-law, I think, Josh Sheriff. So Lewis, both in TKM Extreme, so you're racing against each other. How's it gone for you so far this weekend?
We've been all right this weekend. We've been on the pace, sort of, but we just need to get a few more, seconds in to get there up in the A final.
And we're going to see you in that televised A final.
I'll try and get in there.
Okay, and Josh, potential future son-in-law, I guess. What are you hoping for this weekend?
Top rookie, I think we're going for, but I don't know. Anything better than 15th, I think we'll be happy with. So. First Super 1 round, we haven't done it before. We're just hoping to finish, to be honest, but top 15, we'll be really happy.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Ryan, we've seen you at the TKM Festival last couple of years as the only event you've done, but it's fantastic to see you back here at Super 1. I've probably put a kibosh on your season by picking you as my championship pick for the season. You've not had a bad start, bit of an issue in the first heat, but how pleased are you to be back in the Super 1 paddock?
Fantastic, really enjoying it. First heat, we weren't actually too bad, we finished second. Second heat, we finished third, so it's good points. So it's going to be a long season, so I know what we need to do, so I'm not going to rush into anything.
And that first heat, did you have a bad start in that one?
Yeah, the clutch was slipping. I just couldn't get off the lights, and yeah, so I lost about 5 places, made a few back up, so it was good in the end.
And we were talking a little bit about things as they were back in the day and as they are now. And you had some interesting things to say about how driving has changed. Just for the viewers and the people in the paddock, just give us your impressions on how things have changed from how it used to be and how it is now.
Obviously, it was a lot more aggressive years ago, a hell of a lot more aggressive. Obviously, the bumpers, that's sorted a lot of the problem out now, which is better.
You're a favour of the bumpers?
Yes, I am. It's just stopped. It's stopped all the ramming, and I think quite a few years back at the starts, if you didn't sort of get stuck in a bit, then you were going to come off because they were going to push you from behind. So it's eliminated all of that, and it's good racing now. No one really comes off much at the starts, and everyone gets a good race.
And you know better than most people that you don't win the championship at round 1, but you're highly experienced. You want to come out of this round with what sitting in what sort of position?
I'm happy with top 5. I know it's going to be a long season, so you know I'm happy if I'm top 5 after this round. I'm more than happy. You know, I've already seen some of the races. There's been a few lads that are crashing and bashing, and it's, there's 6 more rounds left yet, so there's no need to rush.
Okay, well, good luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
So Joe, you had your year in the wilderness. You're back now. We were just talking to the team manager, Scott Allen there. You're on fire this weekend. How are you enjoying your trip back to TKM?
Well, it's very good. I wasn't really expecting to come here and win, but I guess that year in X30 did me well.
Yeah, well, you say that. I'm not sure about that. What are you hoping for this year then? I mean, can you keep this momentum up? Because in those first 2 heats, you were definitely on fire. You still got the pre-final to go, I think?
Yeah, still got the pre-final to go, but hopefully I think I've got the pace to win it.
Okay, well, obviously where you finish that pre-final will determine your grid position for the final. For the season this year, what would you be happy with?
Well, now I'm aiming for the championship. Coming into it, I was thinking maybe top 5, but after this weekend, I've never been to this track before and turned up and won, so.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Good to hear from the characters. You heard from Lewis Rushforth earlier. Sadly, he didn't make the A final on this occasion, but I'm sure he'll be back to his best soon. Fowler and Cole, Whittingham and Sparrow, Reeve Smith and Sam Fowler, Taylor, Reese, Witten and Bevan are your top 10, with some big names to watch for. Joe Stockford out of position, Harry Moore in particular as well, 30th on the grid. Watch him charge forward. Another one to keep an eye on is actually going to be the man who won the repechage earlier, who's been doing a great job ever since, Sam Johns. So let's see how he does. We're on board with Louis Bevan as we make our way through the first couple of corners. Oh, it's a big rodeo ride for somebody into the barriers, and that, I think, is going to bring out the Battenbergs. That's a big accident. We didn't quite see the...
I think that's Alex Reese, is it? 77,
could be
I'm sure
right.
it is.
Yes.
Look like it. We'll have another look, I think. The Battenberg flag, as you say, Jake, has been deployed. Slow down behind the race leader in single file. It's the equivalent, Jake, in Formula One.
It's Reese.
It is Reese,
you're right. Oh,
it's
dear.
it's basically the safety car, the virtual safety car, if you like, in karting. It's purely a karting flag. As
There
you
it
see
is.
Alex Reese's car dragged away. Look at the barriers, by the way.
Well, let's
have a
watch
look
it
at the
again.
replay.
We're on board with Louis
You'll
Bevan.
see him go off. Look at this.
Oh,
that
look
airball.
at that. That's all 4 wheels off the deck, nose first.
Group captain Alex Reese.
Goodness me,
Flying tonight.
well, he's got a story to tell, but I don't think he wanted one of that kind of magnitude.
That won't do your coccyx any good.
No, well, there's all sorts of difficulties because Reese is out of the race, but we've also got Christian Briley hasn't come through, nor has Joe Stockford. It's a big name to fall this early on in the day, isn't it? Joe Stockford, 6th position in last year's championship, and a very, very difficult start to his campaign in 2018.
We're still racing, by the way, guys. If you're new to karting, the Battenberg flag just slows all the karts down. The race leader, in this case, Joe Fowler, doing a great job. That's exactly the right sort of pace we want to see under a Battenberg flag. The clerk of the course, Ken Potter, will be very happy about that from the race leader. Back on board here.
We don't really get to talk much about the Battenberg periods because when we used to do things on terrestrial television, we would just cut through. You had to cut it, but now we actually get to see this process. There you can see the black and yellow Battenberg
Still
flag.
out, so they'll go around for one more lap and we'll stay with it.
This is what it's like being in that flow, and you've got to remember you've had that first initial start, so the energy level's still pumping, the adrenaline's still going, and you've got to calm it down, you've got to smooth it out. That is Max Goldsmith ahead of us on the road, the 66 for the Jade Racing team, but this is where, you know, you're already very highly charged, you're already on the level of your limits in terms of your blood flow, your heart rate, all the rest of it. You've got to try and keep that in check on the restart, because it's very easy to lose a race based on how well you get off the line again in the restart. You've got to keep that focus, and this is the first time all year that we've had the Battenbergs, so it's one of those processes that's not familiar to drivers. This doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, some of these karts have got centrifugal clutches. Those of you in karting will know what that is. Some of them are direct drive, so you need to be going at the right sort of pace not to oil your engines up. So Joe Fowler out front here, the race leader, doing a fantastic job. And it looks like the green flag's coming out, and we are racing again.
So Joe Fowler leads the way from Whittingham, Cole, Reeve Smith, Sparrow, Matthew Taylor, Sam Fowler, Chris Whitten, Gavin Pitt, Goldsmith, Bevan, Sproat, and the lead rookie, Zach Bowen. Here we go. We might get a couple of overtaking moves into the hairpin as nearly Whitten tries to go for Sam Fowler. didn't quite make the move stick there. But very, very interesting battles early on in TKM Extreme. Here is the Virtual Championship as it stands. Joe Fowler looking like a maximum 196, won both his heats, won the earlier final. In fact, Joe Fowler, the only thing he hasn't won is the draw for the kit bag, which was done on the driver's parade. He's won everything else.
He's been on fire, and I'm really pleased for Joe to see him back in TKM. He had that year in the wilderness I talked about when I interviewed him earlier, when he went off and raced in another class. I thought that was the wrong decision. Should have done his final year in junior TKM to challenge Abby Pulling, but he's back now in TKM Extreme. So we see Matthew Taylor started P7, now up to 5th.
Yep, makes the move on Adam Sparrow, and that puts him into P5 behind the likes of Ryan Cole and Joe Reeves-Smith. We're back on board with Louis Bevan, who is fighting his way back. Louis Bevan was a potential winner of this race earlier in the weekend. Makes a very, very beautiful overtake there as he makes his way past Max Goldsmith, now setting off in chase of the train in front. At the back of that queue is Gavin Pitt. He will not want to be the last coach on the train very soon, as through they come. It is Fowler, Whittingham, Cole, Reeves-Smith, Sparrow. Taylor now, because he got past Sparrow. Then Whitten, Fowler, Bevan and Goldsmith. That's your top 10 as things stand at the moment. Brilliant stuff so far in TKM Extreme. A long way to go though. 7 minutes and 22 plus that extra additional lap.
23 kart making a move in the double apex. That's Dan Butcher-Lord, the man from Peterborough. There he is pictured.
Making the move on another Chester driver, actually. That's Amy Duke.
That's a move for second place, Jake, as well.
That is Ryan Cole making his way forward. He's been threatening to do it all weekend.
It looks like Joseph Reeves-Smith may have gone through as well there for third place.
Yellow flag, stationary yellow at turn 1.
No overtaking there then. So, yeah, Joseph Reeves-Smith did make the move for third place, so Lee Whittingham down to 4th. So Lee Whittingham...
Oh, there's the cart that's parked up at the back there. Now, who is that?
That's Alex Rees, isn't it?
It could be Alex Rees again, so someone else... Oh, it's Ross Deal that's gone. Ross Deal is the latest to drop. Now, he's another one who could well have been leading this race, but has had an absolute nightmare in the last couple of races, and now Ross Deal is out of the race. That is a disaster up at turn 1.
It is. Look at the lead that Fowler's got. That's a decent lead in this class. This is a highly competitive class, and Ryan Cole in there. I picked him as my one-to-watch potential champion for this season. I'm sticking with him. I'm not deserting Ryan Cole. He's had a decent weekend so far, but the man who is absolutely on fire, Fowler. Fowler came into this when I interviewed him earlier saying, I thought, top 5, I'd be happy with top 5. Now I'm thinking I'm going to win it.
Really, really good stuff so far, but it's still very even. Fastest of all in the first sector is Kyle Sproat. Fastest of all in the second sector is Rob Wellham. Really interesting to see how the battle in this class continues to ebb and flow in TKM Extreme. Oh, big shot and a roll!
Oh,
dear, oh dear.
Lee Whittingham and Matthew Taylor.
That's Matthew Taylor.
Oh, that is the 4th and 5th place coming together.
Now that could be another Battenberg if they don't clear this up properly. Lee Whittingham's got big damage and he's out of the race as well.
You can see Whittingham's... Oh, look at that.
That's major
good
damage.
To see Matthew Taylor up on his feet.
Well, I think we'll be all right, actually, because the marshals are moving the cart away very quickly, assisted, actually, by Kartpicks.net's Chris Walker. He's in there as well, so helping them out. Now, I have a feeling that we're not going to need another Battenberg, because it's already been cleared pretty quick.
That's Butcher-Lord on the move again. He likes that double apex, doesn't he?
Yep, well, it's
Cole
always...
getting closer, Jake.
Yep, yellow flags, of course, still at the circuit as both those carts have moved to a safe position. We're on board with Louis Bevan. That is Chris Whitten in front of us. So Whitten battling away for position, and this is the fight for the top 6 positions. Your lead is still Joe Fowler. Through all of this, Joe Fowler has just been looking impervious to it all, and looks like he's going to come through for the 196 points. There's Alex Lay sat on the sidelines there, absolutely distraught. It must be the most frustrating thing in the world to be sat watching such a competitive class, not able to do anything about it. So that's Christian Briley making the move there. He gets on the inside and makes up another place. Now that is a battle he is currently having with, I'm just trying to see who he's in the mix with at the moment, Christian Briley.
That's the 3 kart we just pictured there. That's Sam Fowler, former winner at Super 1, of course. And the Fowler brothers, 1st and 5th. What a potential karting dynasty there, Jake.
Now, there's a bit of an interesting thing there. I was looking at Christian Briley battling away there with Matthew Ayres. Now, that's for 14th place, but Christian Briley's transponder is not working. Now, at this stage in the meeting, that is technically a DNF, isn't it? Because of course, if the transponder isn't working,
Well,
it's a difficult one.
yeah, I'm not sure. They've got lap scorers, of course. That's why they have a lap scorer as a backup in case.
Oh yes, no, there he is, 14th.
Yeah,
Christian
in case
Bradley
the
put back into
transponders
position.
don't
There we
work,
go.
but, yeah, that's Ian Rogers from Tag Heuer on the ball. He will have noticed that, Ian, and he will add him back in. He will know that somebody's transponder is not working. He'll work out who it is. They'll sort out where he is, and they'll add him back in. So there he is in 14th place.
Well,
currently.
thank goodness for that. I thought that Christian Bradley, all his efforts were going to go unrewarded there. Oh, a nice move into turn one from Kyle Sproat as he dives on the inside of Zach Bowen. Did he make that one stick? Yes, he did. Good bit of driving there as he makes the move, and it looks as though Bowen's going to lose another place to Rob Wellham in the double apex. I'm not sure if he managed to finish that move off. Looking in the mid-pack there, that is a good battle going on between James Whitaker and John Hogan. John Hogan's another one who's not had an awful lot of luck this weekend. He's in there battling for the bottom end of the top 20 with the likes of Sam Johns, Josh Sheriff and Theo Hesketh. Here we are on board with Louis Bevan. Whitton's not going to let that move happen.
Harry Moore's on the move, Jake, the 2016 champion, up to 16th from P30 on the grid. Theo
14
Hesketh on the move,
places.
started P31, he's up to 20th place, just into the top 20 on the bottom of our graphic on the left-hand side there. As Harry Moore makes up another one as he goes
Sparrow
through
goes
the
for
line.
the move. Sparrow's got Sam Fowler, so too is Whitton. Have we as well? No, Sam Fowler moves to cover before Louis Bevan can come through as well. Good bit of driving. Bevan's going to try and make the move again into the right-hander. Beautifully done. Sam Fowler has no response to that one, so good overtaking move there from Louis Bevan. That puts him up in the P6. So Sparrow's through to 4th, Whitton's through to 5th, and Bevan's through to 6th. Sam Fowler down from 4th to 7th in a heartbeat. He won't be happy about it, but there's not a lot he can do about it. But Harry Moore, 14 places made up to 16th. Can I just point out, that is in the TKM Extreme class, one of the most competitive classes in Super 1. But not only that, he's done that 14 places in 13 laps with
15
a
now.
Battenberg.
Yeah.
With a Battenberg.
Make that 15 places now.
And that's a move on Briley. That's a good overtaking move there from the 27 of Sam Johns. Do you know what? Sam Johns was bunny hopping around the circuit on his cool-down lap when he won the repechage. Sam Johns is the happiest man in town at the moment. He was so delighted. He knows how to celebrate.
Four-cart just going through the picture, through the big standing camera on the side of the circuit there was Harry Moore, the 2016 champion.
So he's now gone through half the field.
The Fowler brothers, by the way, Joe out front and Sam, who is unfortunately dropped down to 8th place now. He's lost 2 places since the start. They're racing, of course, for the new TKM Birillard team run by Scott Allen. I interviewed Scott Allen earlier. You can catch up with that interview, by the way, on the Super 1 Facebook page. Interesting interview we did with Scott, and that's new for this year, the Birillard chassis for TKM, and obviously doing a great job out front here.
Yeah, Birillard have never built a TKM chassis before this season, and now in the hands of Les Latham and all of the team down there at the Jade Racing team putting things together. It all seems to be coming together nicely, and already we've got an amazing kart. Joe Fowler was looking for top 5 going into this weekend. Clearly the equipment is stellar. Great to see him so far up in front. Now a nice move up the inside there. That is Gavin Pitt making the move on Whitton as they battle away for position. We are on not quite the penultimate lap. They're going to get another one as they come across the line this time with 30 seconds on the clock. Their lap times are in the 40s at the moment. Only one person actually has done a sub 40-second lap, and that is, interestingly, Christian Briley, who's done a 39.9. So I don't know whether that's going to remain official or not, because of course his transponder isn't working, so I don't know whether that's going to be counted as the fastest lap or not. It's an interesting conundrum, not for me to decide. But anyway, 2 laps to go, and this fantastic battle for 4th continues. Sparrow, Bevan, Pitt, Whitton, Fowler, Sproat, and Sproat's going right round the outside in the double apex. He's trying to get Fowler on the outside line. That's brave.
Battle for 4th, the clock's ticked down to 0, guys. They'll get the last lap board next time round.
There goes
And that's
Bevan.
a move for 4th place by our onboard cameraman, Louis Bevan. Great drive by Louis. He's come up from 10th to 4th now, so made up 6 places.
Really good work from Louis Bevan. He leads the cavalry, 4th position down. This is an amazing battle, but out front it's Fowler, Cole and Reeve Smith. They have cemented their positions nicely. Great move from Whitton, and Sparrow's really been dealt a bad hand of cards there. Down to 7th place as Whitton is now 5th. Pitt is in 6th place from Sparrow. Sam Fowler, Rob Wellham, Carl Sproat. Pete Newman's in that lot as well, and so too is Zach Bowen and Max Goldsmith. Really great battle between them. For the moment, Briley's fastest lap remains as a 39.9. Bevan still leading the charge. They're trying to separate a little bit. Still a few good overtaking moves in the mix. But the man out front, oh, we've had an incident. Oh, and a big spin. Into the barriers goes the 32, and someone else has gone in there as well.
Cole Sproat's in there as well. Cole Sproat's.
Well, there's the winner. Fowler comes through to take the flag, but a nasty incident on the last lap. And I think we've got a big shot into the barrier. Someone's resting on the wall of the barrier. They're having to slow the karts down immediately as they come across the line. It's Wellham who's dropped down and out of it. Sproat, Bowen, and I think those three are all the ones involved in it. So a bit of a nasty incident at the end of this race. What a shame. But Joe Fowler is your winner. Oh, look, there's the big one. So who is that that's gone off the circuit?
That's Carl Sproat's kart.
Dear, oh dear, that looked pretty nasty. Hopefully he'll be okay. But Joe Fowler, Ryan Cole and Joe Reeves-Smith, your podium men. Louis Bevan, fourth from Witten and Pitt. From Sparrow, Pete Newman, Max Goldsmith and Harry Moore. The TKM Extreme in 2018 kicking off in dramatic style. Joe Fowler, I've run out of superlatives. You have genuinely won everything this weekend, a clean sweep. How have you done it?
I don't know. It's a simple answer. Well, the Birrell chassis this weekend has been great. It's new for TKM this year, and well, did the job.
And in terms of the engineering, Les and the team, they've really engineered this amazing opportunity, and the championship starts here.
Yeah, well, Scott did a great job with the engines as well at Jade Engines, and just allowed me to break away in every race, basically.
So now the goal is to do that every weekend. They've got a lot to live up to now.
Yeah, I was only aiming for a top 5 in the championship coming in, realistically, but now I've got to be aiming for the win.
Good job. Fantastic weekend. Well done.
Thank you.
The perfect 196 score for Fowler means he leads the championship by just 7 points to Ryan Cole, with Joe Reeves-Smith third, a point ahead of Louis Bevan, and 2 more ahead of Adam Sparrow. The championship kicking off well for the TKM classes. We're not going to be filming at Clay Pigeon, but we'll be back with the cameras for TDi Media at the beautiful Rowra circuit in Cumbria. See you then.